So the plan for today is we have 4 choppers out. We've got one at John Miller's, we've got one at Kerrick's, one at Panlands and one at North Cabelli. It never stops. You're just juggling all the time. That's what it is, a juggle. This place is the circus, full of clowns and all we're doing is juggling.
So today we're up at Thorn Hill doing a first cut silage for a dairy farm. I think it's 240 acre left here. It's hell for leather at the minute, so it is. You need to keep moving and keep going, and it's not easy when you're not allowed to start in the morning because of the dew down, but yet you have to keep going all night to try and get it in before the rain comes that night or the next day. It's not making the job easy at the minute. And in this weather, it comes in handy to have the four foragers on the go. You kind of have the scope to cope with some of the bigger jobs, and the weather, smaller windows, so it is maybe overkill at times, but it can be made useful. Running 3 Claases in a John Deere this year again. Running the 9.7 John Deere and then 2 970 Claases, and there's a 880 Claas there at the minute as well. The 2 970s now will have been here a year and 2 years for them, and the John Deere will be in its 2nd year as well. And the 880's just landed, so it has this week. They're all the same, so it is, but my preference would be the lighter shade of green anyway. Fairly idiot-proof, I managed to drive it, so there's not really much to it. It's everything. It's all auto, everything. It's a well-spec'd machine. Well, you have your auto steer on it and you have auto fill. Not much more you need after that. You just need to turn it at the ends. But you get into the force of habit, when you've got the auto steer, follow with the row finder, you find yourself watching the trailer to fill it easier. It's not idiot-proof completely, the autofill, you get some heroes and trailers that doesn't just get them all. Use the auto steer more than I'll use the autofill. The higher up the spout is, the better view it gets the trailer, it does work better. Sometimes if they're too close to you, it will lose it and maybe try and fill the row next to it or the hedge maybe, but generally it's not too bad. Put a new set of knives in it last night before we came here, so that's about the only maintenance we sort of do ourselves. We'll put our own knives in and grease it and wash it, and just general maintenance will be done ourselves.
Well, we bought the John Deere harvester for the AD plant. It was the only one at the time that they wanted. It chopped down to 4 mil, and obviously with the harvest lab being on it as well, you could record all the data and keep it stored. Use it for value for applying fertiliser and slurry and stuff like that. And if there was ever any issues with the feed that's going into the AD plant, you could go back and check to see exactly what you chopped and put in that pit. So yeah, that's why we bought that one. They've been a really good chopper as well. It's done really well. Obviously this will be the 3rd one now. We like having a little bit of a variety. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. The Claas choppers are really good. Ryan, he wouldn't drive anything else, I don't think. And again, when we bought the last 970 there, Alec drove, was operating it, and yeah, he wanted a Claas as well. So we'll probably have about 32 tractors. There'll be about 6 of them now, I think, on the kind of lease side. The rest will all be bought. Yes, my first tractor driving here was a TS 135 maybe? No, a TS 115, sorry. So that was my kind of the tractor I first drove. There only was 8 people when we first started, so we had 2 choppers, I think. And yeah, 1 baler. It was a very small run business back then. So yeah, in the past 15, 16 years, it's exploded really. Like I say, if someone told you 10 years ago that you'd have full auto steer RTK, tractors would be almost driving themselves, you wouldn't believe it. I think we do benefit from the technology. Us as contractors, if you're talking precision auto steer, If you're running a set of mowers, for example, to their full width capability, we can do more acres in a day. If you were overlapping by 10 or 15%, you're actually losing acres every run. Farmers benefiting, yeah, if you're spending fertiliser or, like I say, umbilical slurry, you can put the right amount of fertiliser on per hectare rather than wasting it. Come to section control on fertiliser spreaders, you're not overlapping at headlands. Section control on our maize drill, you're not wasting seed. So yeah, I think we are benefiting from it. Getting everybody to follow that kind of page is a bit more difficult. If you try to tell a farmer that, I know you've put on 100 kilos a hectare in that field for the last 40 years, but you don't need to do that, that's the hard bit. You're going against the grain a little bit. But I think in every industry you'll find the same. Well, I spent most of my life on an umbilical system, and yeah, that's the job that I do enjoy. Believe it or not, it's probably the busiest one. All summer, you're chasing choppers. It's out all spring. It's out all winter. It's the one machine, the one job that runs all year round. I had a 155 John Deere in it on a 12-metre tram-spread dribble bar, and for the past 2 years I run a tram-spread remote engine as well. You couldn't get men to sit on pumps every day, all day. So we went down the remote engine route, and yeah, it was really good. It was well worth buying.
I'm Luke. My main job here is Slurry, 99% band system. I run the tram-spread one-man band system. It's just basically an engine that drives a pump, direct-driven pump, compressor. You carry everything, so you're on your own. It runs off remote control, so set it up, turn it on and go. But you're just cutting out that man, so it's a lot better than diesel as well. A lot of farmers like it. Also, we run the harvest lab through it, so you can analyse your slurry and what you're doing. We do quite a few jobs that are done by nitrogen volume rather than gallons an acre, so people can manage what they're doing. That's really how it works. It's good. It's very interesting. It's nice to go around and see different farms that like how different consistency works basically in slurry. So it's good that way. Like today, we're at Morton Home at Thorn Hill. John Miller's. He's one of our loyal customers. He's been with us for years. This pit used to be split down here, so this is the first year it's had full width. Last year we filled it one side. So yeah, good sized pit, you can get around. The grass is in good condition. The grass is big, coming in fast today, so just try to keep on top of it. But like now, a pit never always looks pretty, so you've just got to keep your sides. I'm a believer in just keeping your sides hard and the middle fills itself. And as long as I get the back built up, and then I can, if I get a few loads at a time, you just blast up the middle. So today as well, John wants it layered. A lot of farmers now want it layered and put in. Back in the day, you'd always just keep it filled at the back and fill it up, and then you would bring it forward so that you're not chasing yourself. There's nothing worse than if you bring it too far forward and there's grasses coming at you, and next minute you'll know it's at the front of the pit. So I normally bring it out maybe nearly halfway and just keep it back, but you're just putting nice wee layers in all the time and just keeping it compacted. Some people believe in compaction's key. Some people believe that now that put 4 loads in at once and then roll it once and then put 4 loads and roll it. I'm not a believer of that. I believe it's compaction. Maybe not really short chop, but not too long, get a bit of compaction. It's green. If it's too dry, if it's springy. But I think the biggest thing is people maybe chopping a bit early and it's starting to split that way. I don't think it's, everybody blames short chop, but I don't think it's that. So end of the day, it can be cut well, raked well, chopped well, but the man that makes the silage is the man in the pit, I think. If it's not done right in there, that's the man's want to feed you're dealing with, isn't it? So this is my 185. I got it, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. I like having my own tractor. I'm quite OCD. I like to look after it. If there is any damage, there's only one person to blame, is yourself. John's very good. He lets you do stuff to it that kind of makes it your own, if you know what I mean. So we do all have our own roles. We have our own equipment. Yeah, okay, sometimes someone has to go drive something or has to drive your tractor, especially if you're a chopper driver. You have to give up your tractor for the summer, but it's good that you can get on your own kit. You can look after it. There's nothing worse than going into the yard and then something's broken, you've got to try and fix it before you go away, do you know what I mean?
So if the name's on the door, that's their tractor, they know what they're driving every day. If they want to, kit it out a little bit, put their stuff in it, then they can do that. There's no one else going to be, driving it, touching their stuff, I suppose. And we also try and buy tractors to suit the jobs as well. So there's no point, you know, someone that's on the triple moors every day, you know, getting a 155, they need something a bit bigger. So we do that, and again, if boys want to try, you know, different colours, different makes, we try and do that the best we can. Obviously they may have to wait until the tractor needs change, but yeah, we're not adverse to trying something else. Hence why we have like one fast track and one case. We try our best to keep everybody happy. A lot of the time when we do buy kit, it's because it's what they have sitting in stock, or they can get it the next day. As I say, we don't plan ahead that far, so a lot of the time it's just what they have. Because trailers and kit take so long to come now, we don't always have the time to wait 4 months on them being delivered. We do have obviously various brands. Again, it's not that there's anything wrong with the ones we buy first, we just like trying new stuff and seeing what else there is, and you know, giving everybody a shot. Brocken, you know, for example, they're really good, and we do tend to keep buying their trailers, but there's nothing wrong with K2, there's nothing wrong with Heron, you know, or Smith. You know, we just do the same with tractors. We like buying them all, John Deere, Case, New Holland, JCB. We just give them all a shot. There is no one better than the rest.
Oh, a bit of a mixed match of everything today. We've got a wee Marshall for the farmer to pull, and then there's the Richard Western with the Brocken and the famous old GRASSMEN trailer. I've seen a campaign or two now. Probably when I started there was only the two brands. There was the old K2s and the Marshalls, but since then you have that many more brands of trailers coming in. The majority of them now are probably Broughton, so they are. Oh, you can't ask for much better today. It hasn't been tedded out or nothing. It's nice wilted grass. Like you can't present it much better to the forager for that. You can champ on today. As you can see, we hardly even need four-wheel drive today. So we're pretty much the opposite to back home in Ireland. It's trailer sits in the one spot and I'll fill it. It's the way I've been taught to do it over here, and we've always done it. People will argue we have the spout on the wrong side, but I don't think so. Well, all my controls are on my right-hand side, my screens, so trailer boy only has to look out his left side every third load, doesn't he? Well, the best advice I can give to the boys is like pay attention to where I'm wanting them to be and where their trailer is and where the spout is. It's pretty much, there's not much else to it. It's amazing what I can see up in that cab, what they're doing, so yeah. There's a lot of them like to be on their phone rather than paying attention. You be nice about it if you can. I'm not saying it always happens. The rake that we've out today, I think this is maybe its third day out. It's just new this year. We bought one the same as it last year, so we've two now the same. It's just really the newer version of a V6, sort of the bread and butter of the four-rotor rakes really, so it is for Claas.
On the four-rotor rake today for Ryan, he's chopping, so there's not too much to think about. It's just in the steeper bits, you kind of need to just sort of half think where the trailer will be going, sort of thing, but it's not too bad. If it's in a row, he usually gets it chalked, so it's not too bad. But wet bits, rough bits, you try to kind of stay out of them, but if they've tedded over them, it's hard to judge it. So yeah, you just control everything on the rake, from the screen in the tractor, your width, your height of your tines, and height of your axle and everything. It's just all through the tractor screen, so you're not needing to get out to adjust anything. Anything that comes now is kind of getting to that stage. You're hardly out the cab to adjust much now, really. It's all just to make it easier for everyone, really. It's 240-ish at this job. I don't know if we'll get it all today or not, and see how we get on. Yeah, fields are, I don't know what the average size will be, but you're usually 10 acres sort of plus. There is odd wee bits and bobs, but they're usually all right. So Ryan's he's all right to keep happy. You just struggle to keep ahead of him sometimes. He likes to keep pushing the stick forward. He doesn't like to see anyone have an easy day.
Once you start, you never really stop till you're in the maze. Each cut rolls into the next cut. It's hard to know, just with everything's been a rush this year. With the weather, as wet a season we've had heat and things are growing. And if they don't get the first cut off, their quality goes. And if they don't get it off in time, then second cut's behind, and it just snowballs from there to get later and later for each cut. The way farms are going now, the smaller farms are disappearing and the bigger boys are getting bigger, and you're nearly putting two foragers into some jobs all the time now, just to try and cope with the acres and the time scale you're given to do it.
I don't like a trailer driver that sits and hesitates. I'd rather, even if there's a load sitting there and there's space, tip and go. I'm not want to sit and wait. If that couple of seconds sit and waiting could working to get you clearing grass is a big difference. Like, so obviously a shovel will probably be the way forward. They are the animals in the pit. Obviously indoor pits maybe not great, but that was kind of the way I was brought up, on the back, and I like it that way. I prefer it. I've tried it on the front and I don't feel that you can turn on the same with the pit where you've got the buck rake out the front. Well, that you're pivoting on the front, so basically you're pivoting the back tire and you can throw it against the walls. With a pit like this, I like to buck rake in kind of like a horseshoe, just keep flinging in the sides. I think it's what you're used to, isn't it, really? Kind of, if you just use a shovel, you just use a shovel, do you know what I mean? So it's, yeah. I think as well, if you had a shovel, you could maybe cut out that second buck rake. Yeah, I think you can. Well, the way I used to do it with shovels, you could have 2 or 3 loads sitting there and you could have plenty of time rolling it, and then you get rid of 3 loads and have plenty of time. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's the way I worked it and it seemed to work fine. I'll be going to Slurry as soon as, this is just a day out, so the sooner it gets me back at it and on my own, it's the better. So the best thing about Slurry is you just do your own thing. Like, I control what I'm doing, my hours, whatever. You get plenty of hours, and that's the main thing. That's what I like, because doing this is great, and obviously everybody loves grass, but Slurry, I'm doing it 365 days of the year if I really need to. Wet days, you're out. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's the winter. I think I can count in my hand, 4 or 5 times in the winter that I was not out at Slurry. If it wasn't for transferring Slurry or spreading, I would maybe be in the workshop, but that was a good day to get maintenance done, do you know what I mean? So, but apart from that, yeah, busy. Well, we're that busy with it, we've got 5 systems out. Like this spring, we were 5 hours out all the time. I'd never known it to be out, 5 systems out for so long, so. And we never ran out. It literally was grass. There was Slurry and then grass straight into it, and then back to Slurry, so it's good. The advice I give somebody is, if you want to do it, go for it. You don't know until you try it, do you? I think you're better working for a smaller man first, that's maybe got the time to teach you. Obviously John does try to give everybody a chance, but sometimes it's that hectic, probably you can maybe get stuck in the same thing, because it's very hard to, like, when you are busy you need to get on, it's hard to train somebody, do you know what I mean? And I'll teach anybody that what I know, and help them out, because obviously, like I say, everybody was there once. But I think if I was to give him advice, it was like, try and go work for a smaller man that will give you the chance and opportunity, and then up your game that way. And then if you've got goals to be a chopper driver or whatever, you go for it, really, don't you? But I think the biggest thing is, whatever opportunity you're given, take it. I'm at that stage now, it's like, do you keep doing it forever, or what do you do? So I think that I've come back to it, so I think I'm going to do it forever now, am I, really? So John is good that way, that we've got a few people in the yard that have got family commitments, so he will try and let people away or have weekends. I'm not at that stage of my life yet that I want to do everything under the sun and make as much money as I can. So obviously I've got a partner at home that understands that she comes from a farming background, so it's good that way, so I don't really get any hassle.
What you say about John? He's either incredibly stupid or incredibly smart. He does a lot of work. He's non-stop. Anytime another tractor drives by the yard, he wants to know what work they're doing, because he wants to do it himself. He's a really good guy to work for. He understands that there's more to life than just work, surprisingly. So yeah, he's very laid back. I suppose he just hopes that we understand it as well. So he might expect you to work 20 hours one day, but if he can let you go home early the next day, he will. Even if the sun's shining and the workload's down a little bit, he's quite happy for us all to finish early and go to the pub for a couple of pints or something. He pushes us as hard as he can, but yeah, he understands that if you need a break, you need a break. I've got 2 young kids, so my mornings start off with taking my kids to school, which, as I say, John's very understanding with that. He doesn't pressurise me to start early or anything. And then, yeah, just take the day from there, come into work, get people going. Eventually maybe get on the seat myself if I'm needed to be driving a tractor that day. If not, I'll run around, keep people going, take things to people, check on jobs, go price jobs up. Yeah, just do general runabout stuff. There are a few contractors in this area, yeah. There'll be a few originals, probably 5 or 6 that have been going since I started. I think, they're all quite friendly with each other and stuff like that. They've been getting on for years. There's no real competition with each other. We try and work together, because all we're trying to do is provide a service for the farmers. There's a few newer boys that are starting up now, and it's great to see. It shows that the industry's still building, and I hope, you know, they understand that, again, we're all here to work together and not against each other. There's enough work for everybody to go around.
I think it's very like home, just on a bigger scale. So it is. I think there's more opportunity over here for agriculture than what there is back home. So it is. And you're not far from home. You're an hour from the boat here in Dumfries, an hour and a half tops. Like, you can be over home and back in one day. Like, it's not a big move. This part of Scotland here where we are, there will be a lot of Irishmen have moved and stopped pretty much here. So they have. But where we are here, it's pretty close to similar to where it was from back home. Like, you're half an hour and you're into the English border. Back home, I was 10 minutes from where I live and I was into the Irish border. I've just moved straight across on the water, basically. I do enjoy what I do, and it's something I've always wanted to do, is drive tractors. It was just something I've always enjoyed and prefer doing. But you do get to the stage you start to want to ease off a wee bit now and settle down and just slow down a bit.
Tomorrow we'll probably continue to still have 4 choppers out, and there'll be a couple of them farms. Obviously there'll be like a 2-day job. We'll have a chopper here at White Hill where we're heading today, and there'll be a baler out tomorrow as well. Busy from the end of February till the middle of October, but it's really busy at the end of July and in August. This isn't the busiest time. So in July, obviously, start whole cropping with combines going out, so you have to start combining, baling straw, and then obviously as you get to the end of August, you've got ploughs out and drills out as well. So you're still trying to run 3 silage teams, 3 combines, drills, ploughs, balers every day. You're trying to fight the weather as well, because obviously as you get to the end of August, you've got shorter days, you've got damp and dew. So you can't always bale straw first thing in the morning. You might have to go and bale some grass and then bale straw at lunchtime and then go back to grass. So yeah, it's just, it never stops. You're just juggling all the time. That's what it is, a juggle. I think the weather every year is different, and we just have to try our best to make the most of it. The biggest issue now, probably, or the biggest difference, sorry, is that we're trying to do so much more in a day or a week. Your local farmer was probably doing like 100 acres of grass, so you could do that in a day, no problem. Now, I mean, today here at this farm, we've done about 220 acres, and they're likely to chop that in one day. So that's what makes it more difficult, hence why we need the bigger machines, the more people, the 4 choppers to try and get over as much as we can in a day. Yeah, if there's any younger people wanting to, to get into this industry, whether it's farming, contracting, or even us specifically, I mean, come and give it a try. If you were wanting to work for us specifically, message us on Facebook. I mean, it'd be myself you would speak to. I could message you back and, have a chat if it was something you were interested in. We're always looking for people to come and, give it a go. That's all you can do, really. Try it and see if you like it. There's no harm done. So yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to come and work for Watson's, we're a big family. That's what we are. We're friends and family. There's no one in charge, really. Most days you can give John the orders if you wanted to. It's a great place to work. It's all good fun. We all sort of try and have a laugh and a bit of crack.
The last video Ross did the click my fingers and go, it became actually a Snapchat wee trend with sound there, so yeah. Today I just wish to click my fingers and the pit was finished, really, hopefully, but I will just keep the tradition going and we'll get on with it, will we?
Take me to the sky. I got a good feeling. Tell me the only thing you